Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring a foundational aspect of worship that often gets overlooked: surrender. The title of today's study is Worship as Surrender, Yielding Our Hearts to God. True worship is more than just singing songs or lifting our hands. It's about yielding our hearts, minds, and wills to the Lord. When we surrender and worship, we are inviting God to have His way in us and through us. In this study, we're going to dive into what it means to live a surrendered life, looking at key scriptures that highlight the power of yielding to God in worship and how it transforms us. Let's begin by reading Romans chapter 12, verse 1 and 2. It says, "Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." This passage calls us to offer our entire selves, our thoughts, actions, and will as a living sacrifice. It's a daily, moment-by-moment decision to yield to God's will over your own. Worship is more than an event. It's a lifestyle of surrender. When we choose to offer ourselves in His way, it becomes our true and proper worship that aligns with God's heart. Surrender in worship. Worship is often thought of as expressing our love for God through music, dance, or other creative forms. But at its core, worship is about surrender. When we surrender, we're saying, "Lord, I trust you above all else." It's a decision to lay down our preferences, desires, and control and give God the reins. This kind of worship pleases the Lord because it's rooted in humility and trust. My pastor recently shared this, and it stuck with me. He said, "Rebellion often starts with a subtle shift. When we move from saying, 'Thy will be done,' to 'I will.' That contrast is the difference between surrendered worship and self-driven striving." Think about the story of Abraham in Genesis 22. God called him to sacrifice his son Isaac, something that seemed completely contrary to God's promise to Abraham. But Abraham trusted God's character and he chose to obey, even when it didn't make sense. His willingness to surrender was an act of worship that ultimately led to God's provision and blessing. When we surrender in worship, we too can experience God's faithfulness and provision. Living a surrendered life means inviting God to every part of who we are, not just during the moments of worship, but in everyday decisions. It's trusting Him when things are uncertain and letting go of control so His perfect will can be done. I encourage you this week to spend time asking the Lord, what am I holding on to? And then invite Him to take lead. As we lay down our plans, our worries, and even our timing, we make space for His glory to move in a greater way. It's powerful choosing to trust the one who knows us best and loves us the most. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this video encouraged you, be sure to like and share it with someone else who may need this reminder that worship is more than a song. It's a surrendered life. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.